Yeah! What's up, ladies and gentlemen? How we doing? What's up? What's up? Welcome in. That music's a little loud, isn't it? How we doing? Welcome to the KillJoy Jake YouTube channel. Appreciate all of you guys for hanging out with me on I don't even know what today is. Is it Friday? It's Friday. It sure is. Hope y'all are doing good. Welcome to the Scream stream. We're going to be talking a little bit about Scream 7. We just got a big ol' nasty update on the film. We finally have a new cast member, I should say, our very first. And rumor has it that she has a boyfriend in the movie too. So we'll definitely be talking about that a little bit. I'm excited to get into this tonight. Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. Really do appreciate it. Sorry about the delay as well for why I'm showing up a little late tonight. I just got a wired connection to my PC, so this stream should be fucking fantastic. Like absolute top tier shit going on here. And if it's not, I'm gonna be sad. So, what's up? Who are we hanging out with tonight? We got Alexa saying, yo, yo, yo. What's up? What's up? My Poppy Playtime friend. I like the profile picture. How's it going? Skull and Bones Production. Got a little Ripley like that. Saying, yo, 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 how you doing, Jake? I'm fantastic. I got a little bit of a strawberry daiquiri for tonight's stream, so I'm especially in a good mood. Let's just say that. How are you? How are you doing? Welcome in. Reaper Kid is saying Patrick Dempsey is very close to being confirmed. Very close. It should be happening sometime soon. I can't see them doing this movie without him. That would just be crazy. Heard Scream 7 is going to play out like Scream 4. That's what I was hoping. That's what I was talking about a lot today in my video, man. I really hope that I think that's the best case scenario for the film at this point, is focus on Sydney and have her have this, like a big component of it is this relationship with essentially a younger version of her, right? That's the purpose that Jill serves in Scream 4. That's what I think her daughter will serve, that purpose will serve in the new film. So I'm hoping for that, but like the daughter's not Ghostface, because like that would suck. that would be insane. Sydney's own daughter is the killer. No, I can't. Sorry, I can't buy that. That's insane. But we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening with this one. I really hope that it's in the same vein as 4, though. I think that's going to be your best case scenario. RJ Skarenki, thanks for being a member, my friend. Saying, the more Scream 7 news that comes out, the more excited for the film I'm becoming. Well, good. Good. I hope you. I hope you're vibing with it. I hope you're excited for the film. I will admit, today's news, I am actually excited for the film a little bit more. This is good news. we haven't had good news for Scream 7 in a long time, so I'll take it. I'll take the W where I can take it, man. Sorry about being a smidge late. Jordan James is saying, how many ghost faces do you think we'll get in Scream 7? I hope we're back to 2. I think doing more than 2 is just, it's a lot. It's too much. I think you don't get enough screen time for all the characters. Even with 2, it's really tough to tell a good story around 2. Even with that, you always have one ghost face that kind of just falls to the side. And I think the Billy and Stu relationship was like the best, right? Because you had like Billy was kind of like the focal character. He was the most developed. You knew the most about him by the time we got through Act 3. But what was great about like the sidekick characters too was that he was just so over the top and animated and crazy. He was psychopathic, but in like a really fun way that was like fun to watch. So to me, I kind of hope that Scream 7 gets back to that dynamic. If we're going to do like just 2 killers, one is the central antagonist, the other one is kind of the goofy sidekick, essentially. I really like that about Scream 5. I shat on Scream 5 a lot in today's video, but I do like Scream 5 a lot. And especially before it's killers. I really like the killer dynamic in 5, and it is kind of just going back to the original killer's dynamic a little bit, but I'm hoping that 7 does the same. I actually think that's probably the best route to go. That seems to be the most effective way as well. Gory Tiger, what's up, dog? Crypt Keeper in the profile picture. I dig it. What's up? What's up? Welcome in, dog. Welcome in. Welcome in. I should say not dog, but tiger. That's a bad joke. NRU Cody is saying, howdy, Jake and chat. Hope everyone is having a good day. Jake, if you were to star in a Terrifier movie and you had to die, how would you kill your character? I would want Art the Clown to rip out all of my teeth with pliers. Maybe just a couple of teeth, because he might get sick of it eventually. And I don't know, maybe like a weed whacker. I feel like that he hasn't used that. He's used a chainsaw, but like what about a weed whacker just cutting off like slices of my face? That could be awesome. I like that. I got this big nose, so like could you imagine just chopping that down? I think that would be sick. if Art the Clown could weed whacker my face. TJ Sanders is saying, hey, Jake, been a long time. Thanks for stopping by, TJ. Appreciate you. I missed you. I sat in my room all lonely, and I just said to myself, God, I wish TJ Sanders was here. Riley Denby is saying, there's my street getting trashed. Riley Denby must be a fan of street trash. Talked a little bit about that one this week. If you watched that video, I appreciate you. Majority of people did not, but Riley, I appreciate you for watching it. So thank you. Thank you. The algorithm was just giving me the middle finger this week, and I think I'm just doing live streams now on this page moving forward because I put way too much time and effort into videos today, and I was bummed out about that a bit. So, but it's whatever. It's totally fine. I'm not mad about it at all. I totally forgot about a text message I have to send. I'm so sorry. It's so unprofessional of me. Hang on. Fuck. Okay, there we go. Cool. Rock on. Five Nights at Freddy's Movie 2 fan. So you're excited for the sequel. He's specifically a fan of the sequel, not the first one. No, I'm kidding. What's up, fella? How's it going? Welcome in. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for talking a little Scream with us. Maybe even we might even talk a little Five Nights at Freddy's. That's adjacent, right? We have Stu Macher as our central antagonist in that franchise. So we got to talk a little bit about that. Jack 5. What happened to 1 through 4? What's up, dog? How's it going? Love the profile picture. Little Jason action. God, we need a new Friday the 13th, man. Hey, Jake, here for the Scream News. I always enjoy the live streams. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for supporting the page. Watch the other videos, too. There's some good stuff on here, I promise. And there's not always Scream news to talk about. Can you tell I'm a little salty about how my videos performed this week? Jack 5 is saying, it sucks. Street Trash 2024 isn't available in Australia. Really? That sucks. Major bummer, dude. I rented it on Amazon. I don't know if you're able to do that or not. Maybe because of your region, you might not be able to. I don't know. That sucks though. That major bummer. Give it a watch if you can. Check it out when you have time. I don't know if I love just street trash in general. It's weird. It has things that I do love about 80s horror, like the original film and this new one. And then there are things about it too where I'm just like, ugh, I don't know. I don't know if that's for me personally. But I was kind of on the fence just about both movies personally, going through them this week. But I'm glad I watched them. I'm glad I watched them. Glad I was able to do an analysis and learn a little more about these very, very weird and controversial movies. But a lot going on in these flicks, man. A lot going on, and some of it works, some of it doesn't. But I really do appreciate the stuff that does. I'll say that. Paula Fitzhenry, hi. How's it going? Welcome in. Thanks for hanging out with us. Appreciate you a bunch. Cody's saying, bro, if they have Sydney's daughter and boyfriend as a Ghostface killer, I'll shit my pants. I'll shit my pants right there along with you, Cody. It'll be an angry shit saying, what the fuck is going on? Just write a good mystery, man. Come on. How hard could that be? If that was your job for 2 years, is write a good mystery? I don't know. Sorry, I'm going to get off my horse with that one. RJ Skarenki is saying Terrifier 3 DVD confirmed to be in stores December 13th. The perfect Christmas present, Jake. It sure is. I got it for myself already. I pre-ordered it because I have to have it. I have to have that bad boy. I got the Steelbook, which, like, I hate to be this fucking guy. I hate to have these first world problems and complain about crazy shit, but I just wish there was more Christmas stuff on the cover. It's a sick poster, which I believe was made by Creepy Duck Designs. Dude rocks. Love all the posters and artwork that the guy makes. But, like, I don't know. To me, I'm like, I kind of wanted a Christmas cover. It's the Christmas Terrifier. You know what I mean? So I kind of wish we had gotten that. It is sick, though. I do really like what the front of the Steelbook looks like. And like, I got to get a Steelbook. This is a movie I know I'm going to be watching over and over and over and over again. So that's why I spent the big bucks on that one. You know what I mean? I gotta get me the Steelbook for Terrifier 3. Movie's just too good. Superman is saying, Jake, what is up, bro? I'm so honored that Superman cares about what's up with me. But I'm fantastic. I'm just vibing out, having fun, talking a little Scream, talking a little Terrifier. Who knows what we're gonna get into? That's the best part about these streams. The Ribbit's throwing $1 out there. Thank you so much for the support, my friend. Really do appreciate that. Thank you. A whole $1. I can get some gumballs from the gum machine. I can get 4 of them with that. Thank you, the Ribbit. Appreciate you a bunch. Hello, Poop Man. Hello, Poop Lady. How are you? The Poop Lady's coming over later, and I got a surprise for you because it's her birthday this weekend. So I got her a little something. come on over and say hi to the fellas on the internet. And then maybe I'll give you your surprise on stream. That'll be fun. Cody is also saying, how would you feel if they did a TV series on Sydney's mother leading up to the last episode, being Roman, Stu, and Billy plotting, and the end is where Stu and Billy are going to the hotel room and all that. Just show the whole behind the scenes. I say if you can add something to that story, something that we didn't know previously that wasn't revealed in like Screams 1 through 3, I'm here for it. But if you're just gonna show me everything that was already revealed and talked about in Screams 1 and 2 and 3, I don't see the point in doing that personally. I think it's cool, you know, it's like that would be cool to see, I guess. But to me, I would want to, if you're gonna do the Stu and Billy backstory, like what they were doing a year prior to the events of Scream 96, you gotta add something, you gotta make it, I don't know, you gotta make it worth my time, because you can't just show me what we already know. That's boring. That's just, you're just filming what's already been said and done. So I think if they can add something to that story and make, and once again, like reinvent it to be like, oh shit, that's a whole new angle that I never even thought about. Then yeah, rock on, make it happen. But otherwise, I don't know. I'm just kind of like, well, we know everything that happened there. But if there's some kind of new revelation we could find, I'm here for it. Superman is saying, I think New Line Cinema should have hired a competent director for I Know What You Did Last Summer, the new movie. She doesn't seem to know what she is doing, calling it a legacy sequel. You know, it's tough to judge when we haven't even seen a trailer, a clip, a shot yet, or anything. I kind of have I'm at a neutral opinion on it. The only negative thing I really have to say about that film so far is it is weird that the one lead dropped out, but that was just because of a scheduling conflict. So I can't even, I can't really diss this. I'm kind of just neutral on the film right now. We don't really know too much about it. But it appears to be a legacy sequel based on what I know. Maybe you know something I don't, but it seems to be following the Halloween 2018, the Scream 2022 format of we're going to bring back the old characters, and they're also going to be countered by new characters so that everyone who sees the movie can relate to it. Young and old characters alike, or young and old people alike, I should say. Real people, not characters in movies. So I don't know, you know, I'm kind of, that's a kind of a negative for me, I guess. I'm just really sick of that format. There's so many problems that comes along with it, in my opinion. I just think that, you know, the best horror movies typically just focus on a couple of characters and build them up throughout an entire movie so that you are really intrigued and really, really invested in these characters. A lot of requels and legacy sequels these days, they just throw 1,000 characters at the wall and hope that you like one of them. And that to me does not work. That's why I'm not really crazy about a lot of these new films we're getting in beloved franchises. I don't know. To me, it's like, just introduce a new character and build them up. That's all you need, in my opinion. So I feel like this movie, you might be hearing me say the same criticisms about this one that I have with Screams 5, Scream 6, the new Halloween trilogy, the new Ghostbusters movies, the new Jurassic World films. You know, there's a lot of films that are following this format. But will they find a way to break those chains and not make the same mistakes as the movies that came before? Well, I don't know. We'll have to see. I still think one of the best requels is probably Halloween 2018. I still really like that one. It does have those problems that I was saying earlier, but like, it's not as bad as some of there are worse offenders, I guess is my point. Davey Deathray, what's up, fella? How's it going? Thank you so much for being a member. Appreciate you a bunch, dog. Davey streams on his page too, and his streams are awesome. He's saying, hope you're doing well, Jake. Thank you so much, Davey. I hope you're doing well with your glorious golden silk voice and your luscious locks. Davey's awesome, though. We love Davey. Have you watched The House That Jack Built? The House That You Built, my friend? Yes, I have seen that movie, and it is vicious. It's over the top. I love it. I even like the weird ending, which some people don't like. I've read a lot of negative reviews where they cite the ending as, what the fuck is this? We didn't need this. This whole movie was so grounded, and what the fuck is this ending? I love it. I think the whole thing's great. I think it all works for me personally. I really enjoyed that film. Lars von Trier has a lot of weird movies like that. I just watched Antichrist, maybe over the summer sometime. Weird movie. Weird fucking movie, but it worked for me. That was another one that was just really over the top. Super vicious too. And crazy. I really like that one, though. Ty Lee is saying, do you own Black Christmas 2006? That would be a fun watch in December. I can make that happen. And Ty Lee's bringing up something really interesting. I announced to a lot of my channel members today that we're bringing back the watch parties. I'm just at this point with making videos. I dedicated so many hours this week towards making videos for this page, and I mean, like, just, I don't know, they're just, it's at the point where, like, no one's watching them. You know what I mean? We're at that time of the year where horror is just not very popular. And I think I would just rather spend my time building up these other pages that could be evergreen, could be something that people watch year round. And I'm thinking about just focusing on that for a little while, because I'm just like, I put my last like 4 videos didn't really do very well. And I'm just like, man, these are good videos. They're well made. I know they're good. I busted my ass on them, did a lot of research, and the one has like 700 views. And I'm like, dude, come on, man. Crazy. So it's live streams. It's going to be live streams on this page until we have another big movie, because I don't know what else to do. So this is not me giving up. This is me just shifting. I'm just adapting. So you guys are going to see 3 streams on the page every single week, and members are going to get to choose which movies we watch on Wednesdays. So Ty Lee, I know you suggested Christmas movies on your comment earlier, but if you want me to watch Black Christmas 2006, I'm so down for that. Listen, I'm already thinking about which Christmas movies to watch in December, and I'm not gonna lie, if I can do the 2 good Black Christmas movies, I would be so down for that. So yeah, maybe we'll get into both of those, because the original's so good too. I love the 2006 film. I kind of want to do Silent Night, Deadly Night, because we have a new one of those coming out, and the remake of that. So I don't know, maybe that's what we do. Original remake, you know, something like that. That could be fun. We'll see. We'll see what ends up happening. But I'll try to make sure that Black Christmas 2006 that's on the list there for sure. Ty, thank you for being a member as well. Hey Jake, what's up, man? Vibing out. We're talking about a bunch of things. You know, we're not just talking about Scream. That's what makes me happy. How are you IRL though? You and Madison doing good? Y'all healthy, etc. We certainly are. I love Madison a whole bunch. We just celebrated our 1-year anniversary too. So there you go. If you want to get all goopy and sappy and gooey and gross. Would you rather have to spend an hour in a room with Sokol from Street Trash, or that kid from the Babadook constantly throwing a tantrum? That's so funny. In my review, I went on and on about there's a random Muppet in the new Street Trash movie. It's what, you know, you might ask yourself, oh, Jake, well, it probably like serves a purpose to the story to have a Muppet in there. That's a lot of work, you know, to have puppetry in your movie. It doesn't. It serves no point. Sokol just kind of shows up. He says some incredibly lewd thing and then leaves, and it sucks. It's really bad. I really like that movie. Like the new Street Trash movie, I think is good, but there's some elements to it where I'm like, what the fuck? Like this did not work for me at all. Sokol, I hate Sokol. I want to punch him in the face. So I'd rather hang out with the kid from the Babadook, honestly, because maybe I could calm him down. Sokol, he whips out his wiener and starts peeing and doing other things with it, and that's upsetting to me. I would not want to be in a room with that little Muppet. So no, I'm all good on that. Am I excited for Welcome to Derry, or is it meh to you? No, I'm excited for it for sure. I'm excited for Welcome to Derry because we have Bill Skarsgård back as Pennywise the Clown. That's fucking awesome. I'm not like over the moon about the It movies, you know, but there are elements to them that I think are great. And I think we could see some of those things come back in the Welcome to Derry series for sure. Bill Skarsgård's performance being number 1, I could watch 100 shows with him just playing that character. He's so good. He understands the role so well. Him and Tim Curry, I think, are so good as Pennywise. It would be a tough debate to really come down to which one I like better, because they're both so good. Dean Renner, thanks for being a member, Dean. Saying, what is up, everybody? And you're hanging loose, my guy. I love it. Hang a little loose tonight, Dean Renner. Have some fun. Thanks for hanging out with us, man. What's up? Scream 7 just got some cast members. We got Isabel May, whose name I couldn't remember. And we have Cashin Bilton, potentially, as a rumor. It's technically not confirmed yet, playing her boyfriend. So Sydney's daughter and Sydney's daughter's boyfriend coming into Scream 7. How do we feel about this? Are we hyped up? Are we like, yes, Sydney having a daughter is going to be so cool? Or are we like, I don't give a fuck. Just give me the rest of the cast already, Jake. I'm like, okay, you know, relax. I'm excited. I mean, I think this is a really good casting choice. I'm looking at the thumbnail I made for my video today, and like, she just like, this is such a weird thing, but she looks like a young Nev Campbell. Like, I'm like, they did a really good job on this casting. She looks the part. Her boyfriend makes me suspicious because he looks like he's killed people before. And that to me is everything I want in Scream cast members. I'm already like thinking about storylines just looking at these characters. So I think it rocks. I think this totally works for me. I'm excited for more casting announcements coming soon. And hopefully I can actually start talking positively about this movie because it's been tough. It's been tough not to rip on it. But we'll see. Jake, nobody can truly replace Nev as Sid. It's not feasible at all. She is too good of an actress to see her reprise the role in Wild Things. She is great in it, don't you think? I have not seen Wild Things. I have not. I got to see that one. I have watched more things with Nev Campbell in the last year or so, though, because I'm not going to lie. Like, I think Scream was one of the only things I'd seen her in. I think, like, maybe I saw an episode of Party of Five when I was younger, but, like, I don't remember it. I did get to see The Craft, like I want to say like that was like more than a year ago. Really good movie. That's one of my favorite 90s horror flicks. I'm going to be honest. Like that's a top 10 for me. Really enjoyed that flick. And I also watched a little bit of that Peacock show, Twisted Metal, that she's on too. So I got to see some more stuff with her in it. And yeah, she's a really good actress. I don't think anyone should replace Sidney Prescott in the Scream franchise. You know, I talk a lot about, I think this franchise should move on from the past and should start to tell some new stories. I don't think, that doesn't mean we're replacing Sidney. Just like how Melissa Barrera, you know, her character Sam, she's not a Nev Campbell like conduit, you know what I mean? She's not like the same, she's not just replacing the character, right? She's a very different character, and that's what I like about it. I think I just want more Ghostface stories centered around different people because it's been fun. You know, I like the legacy characters. They're a ton of fun, but we like them so much because, you know, we grew up with them. There's multiple movies building their character, and I think if they were to do that and take a chance on a new character that was written really well, like Sam Carpenter, we could get to that status with other people too. And that's kind of where I'm at with Scream. I think we need to start doing one-shot stories past 7, like just one-shot little, like, you know, the Kirby spinoff is in the works, right? That I'm very interested in. That could be really good. Scream 7, I kind of have an expectation of where I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be a certain kind of movie that I'm like, okay, you know, I'm happy that exists. Will it be my favorite sequel? Probably not. I would bet that it's not going to be my favorite sequel, but I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be fun for what it is, and we're going to see the legacy characters again. That's cool, you know? I had a good time with Ghostbusters Afterlife, and this is going to be the same quality of film, probably. We'll see. We'll see what ends up happening with it. Maybe it's better than my expectations. That would be awesome. That would be great. But I'm just not expecting much from Scream 7 at this point. I hope that we get whatever good comes from it. I'll take it. That's where I'm at with the film. Jake, do I like Friday the 13th Part 5? I do. I think it's fun. It's not the best Friday the 13th, but it has some really goofy moments that I enjoy. I don't like the murder mystery in Part 5. I think that's really, it's just out of place for Friday. Friday, I just want to have fun and watch a guy slash some people up. I don't know. For me, like Friday the 13th, it tried to just swing above its weight class by trying to do a murder mystery, if that makes sense, or punch in above its weight class is what I mean to say. I don't know. It just doesn't fit in Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th, it's a silly, mindless slasher series, and you're trying to do murder mysteries. I don't know. That doesn't work for me. But the goofiness of Part 5, I do like. There are some really silly side characters that I think are fun. The hype is real. I can finally watch Terrifier 3 on digital or demand starting Tuesday at midnight. Ooh, okay. Enjoy. And I hate a shameless plug, but check out my review afterwards. What else is going on here? What if Billy was still alive? Well, he was a ghost in the last 2 movies, my guy. Good evening, my friend. Hello, Mr. Rick. How are you? Rest in peace, Tony Todd. I see that in your profile picture there. I think Scream 7 should open with Ghostface point of view, not reveal who it is, just have it done from his point of view. Kind of like a Halloween thing, where it's like we're following him, like stalking around with the knife on the phone. I would be so down for that. We got a taste of that in Scream 6, and it was so much fun. And I loved it. I'm here for it. I'm here for reinventing the tropes of Scream, because that's where a lot of success is going to come from, and we're going to be able to talk about it. I have so much more respect for Scream 4 these days too, which really did try to do that, and I hope that Kevin is able to harness some of that energy for this project as well. That would be great if we can do stuff like this. You know, start just throw some ambitious shit at the wall and see what sticks. I think that's going to be the best case scenario for for this one. Jake, speaking of inappropriate Muppets, have you ever seen Peter Jackson's Meet the Feebles? Davey, this is so weird. This gets brought up on every stream for some reason, which I think is really fun. I have not seen this movie, and I love Peter Jackson. I'm such a huge fan of Peter Jackson. I truly think that the Lord of the Rings trilogy is the best film trilogy ever made, and like nothing even comes close to it. The attention to detail, the Weta special effects, the performances. I mean, I could go on and on and on and on about how good those movies are. And there's so much of his catalog I haven't seen. I have like Dead Alive is great. Of course, I've seen that movie. You know, like that's such an excellent movie from his early catalog. I have not seen this one though. I got to check it out. Got to sit down and watch this one. He has so many movies that I haven't seen, which is crazy. I will say though, Peter Jackson does have some misses that I'm like not as crazy about, but there are like the movies where he hits, man, I am like in love with those films. Peter Jackson is like the ultimate, like at least for me, he's like the ultimate hit or miss director. I either love his films, I think they are some of the best ever made, or they just don't work for me at all. Like he made The Frighteners, right? Isn't that like, who's in that movie? I completely forgot. That movie, I don't know. It does not work for me for whatever reason. Wasn't crazy about that one. Yeah, that's him, right? Yeah, Peter Jackson, yeah. It's Michael J. Fox, too. Like, it's got a great cast. Jeffrey Combs, Dee Wallace, Jake Busey, or Jake Bussey, if you want to call him. Yeah, I don't know. It's a movie that, like, sounds like it would be right up my alley. It kind of has, like, the Burbs vibe to it a little bit. But I don't know. It just doesn't work for me. But I do love a lot of his stuff. I'll have to see if this one is a hit or a miss. We'll have to find out sometime soon. Meet the Feebles terrified me when I was like 7. Maybe they'll terrify me at 26, Jack. We'll have to see. Madison is at her sister's and she'll be leaving very soon here. That was from a couple of minutes ago, so we'll have to see what's up. I got to get caught up on the chat. We're behind, baby. Darth Gutierrez, what's up, fella? Saying Neve Campbell was never a blockbuster actress. No, but she's in Scream, right? She's in a few big things. But I do like a lot of her work. She's a killer actress. Verdi's throwing $2 out there saying I think she should because she's cute. What are we talking about here? Sydney Sweeney? You want Sydney Sweeney to be in this? Is that what you're saying? Because she's cute? That's so sweet. She's very cute. She's amazing. I think Sydney Sweeney is fucking amazing. I really do. Like I'm an ultra Sydney Sweeney fan. Hearing that she like resurrected Immaculate from this year, like reading about that story was so fucking cool to me. I was like, you know what? She's welcome in horror movies whenever. I'll take 100 more Sydney Sweeney horror movies if you're gonna do shit like that. That's awesome. If you guys don't know, Immaculate was supposed to be a movie that would come out in 2019. That's how long this movie's been in production. Even before that. And it just died in the water. Like they didn't finish it or whatever. They didn't have enough money. They just were like, whatever. It's a wash. We're just gonna scrap it. And as Sydney Sweeney got more and more money and built up, her stars shined a little brighter later on with things like Euphoria and a bunch of her other projects that have come out recently. She actually went back to the project, threw some more money at it, became a producer, and made that movie come out and basically made that movie happen. That's why we got to see it this year. And I just think that's awesome. Anyone who is actively making horror movies happen, I'm a fan of. And I think she did not need to do that, I guess is my point. And that's just so fucking dope to me. So if she wants to join Scream, I am all about that. She is very welcome into whatever horror franchise she wants after that. That's so cool to me. So Verdi, rock on. Roll on Sydney Sweeney. Very good stuff. Thank you. That sounded gross. That's not what I meant. Damn it. But yeah, it would be cool to see her in Scream 7. Beeps Scooter. That is the greatest name. That's my new favorite name. If Leonardo DiCaprio is here, I'm so sorry, buddy. I think you've been dethroned. Dear God, Beeps Scooter. That tickles my funny bone. That's great. What's up, Beeps? How you doing? Thanks for supporting the page, and thank you for having an excellent name. Do you want Sidney Prescott to come back in Scream 8 though? I really think she should. You know what, Beeps? Because you have the coolest name ever. Give me your reason why. Why do you think she should come back for Scream 8? Because like, where I'm sitting, I just don't see a whole lot of story around this character. I love Sydney. Like, I think she is one of the best, top 10, I'm going to go so far as to say top 3 final girls of all time, without a doubt. There is so much story and so many different angles we have taken this character down in just 4 movies. I think that's awesome. but her story's been told. You know what I mean? I don't know what else we can really do with the character besides maybe one more installment, Scream 7, where we focus on her family. Maybe she's protecting her kids. I could see that story working personally. But beyond that, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if we need a whole trilogy of Sidney Prescott defending her kids. You know what I mean? I feel like that's going to turn into the new Halloween trilogy, which had a lot of faults, and clearly we did not need 3 of those movies, is what I learned after watching the other 2. So to me, I'll take one more Sidney Prescott movie. But for a Scream 8, if Scream 8 does happen, I want to hear the arguments as to why. I want to hear more about that. What we think about this, because I don't know, like, is there another story that maybe I'm missing that we could center this character around and again show another angle to where we're not just repeating ourselves and doing the same thing over and over and over and over again? Because man, this franchise is a problem with doing that, in my opinion. So I'm so down for one more Sidney Prescott story. We've set that up in Scream 2022. She has a family now. She has a totally different relationship with Mark Kincaid, which we can develop a bunch in Scream 7. We can develop these relationships with her kids. That'll be good for one movie, but could that work across a whole new set of movies? I don't know. You know, I don't know. I just don't know how I feel about this. I feel like Scream 7 is going to sunset the Sidney Prescott story. That's where I'm sitting right now, at least. But I'm curious what everyone else has to say about that. So Beeps, thank you for being you. Thank you for being you, you wonderful lad. You and your crazy fucking name. I love it. Thanks for the 5. Thanks for supporting the page. Hollywood Guy is saying, member for 17 months. Appreciate that a bunch. Wow, that's a long time. Thanks for supporting the page, my friend. Jake, hello, my friend. What's up? I'm fantastic, Doc. How are you? I haven't been here in a bit. I'm sorry. Is there a complete list on who is in the movie? It's coming out soon, right? So Hollywood Guy, I'll get you up to speed, my friend. I really do appreciate you for supporting the page and hanging out with us tonight. Thank you. So essentially all you need to know about Scream 7 so far is we do have a little bit of an extended cast list now. So we have Isabel May, who was on some TV shows. Might not be familiar with the name, but she was on 1883 and 1923. These are the prequels to Yellowstone, that Western show, which I've never seen personally, but my folks are like huge fans of it. They love Yellowstone. They thought it was great. They've yet to get into 1883 and 1923 because I asked them about, I'm like, do you know this actress? Like, I don't know. Like, what did you think of her performance? And they didn't know. They haven't seen the prequel series yet, but apparently she's great on it. I've heard from other people, spoken with other people recently. Like, yeah, she's a really good actress. Totally deserves this role. And we also heard that she might have a boyfriend in this new film. Well, oh, and I forgot to say, she's playing Sydney's daughter. So that's cool. And she kind of looks like a young Nev Campbell, so it totally works. It's awesome. It's great casting. But she might have a boyfriend in this new movie played by Cashin Bilton. Now, this is another actress, or actor, I should say, that you probably are unaware of. This is another one that was totally new to me, at least. He was on a show called Foundation with Lee Pace. Lee Pace, a little bigger name there, so you might know who that is. But Cashin, he looks like a serial killer. Like, he's a perfect Scream boyfriend, in my opinion. And that's not a diss towards this fella. That means he's perfect casting for this role, because either he's the killer or he's a red herring, because all boyfriends are that in the Scream movies, as you may know. So I'm totally down. I think this is some great casting decisions here. We should be getting more casting news soon on the film, considering that they should be filming soon. But again, who the fuck knows what's going on with Scream 7? So every day is a new day for Scream 7 to either fuck up or get their shit on track. Who knows what's going on? But yeah, we know that the film is coming out in 2026, February 27th specifically. It should be done by then. It shouldn't be delayed, but who the fuck knows, you know? But I hope it's good. I hope it rocks. I hope it's the best entry of Scream yet, but we'll have to see. Hollywood Guy, hope that got you up to date a little bit. Thanks for supporting the channel for as long as you have. So much love. Really do appreciate you. Oh, and Cody, I totally agree with this. Peter Jackson's King Kong, dope as fuck. Ooh, love that one. 100%. That's a hit. That's a hit from Peter Jackson. Love him. You're talking about your twin, Jake Busey. I do not look like Jake Busey. You know, when people were like, Jake, you look like Tilda Swinton, that's one thing. You know, that's a... I'll take that insult. I don't look like Jake Busey. God damn it. And Madison's upset with me for calling another girl cute. Damn it. I'm in trouble now, ladies and gentlemen. Beep Scooter is saying I can't say that name without laughing. It just doesn't feel the same without Sydney in the Scream films. You know, for me personally, that's how I thought Scream 6 would feel, and then I saw Scream 6 and I really liked it. I think I like it even more than Scream 5. So I don't know. For me, I would rather have no Sydney than Sydney pushed to the sidelines and not a main, and like just not the main character anymore. That sucks, in my opinion. Like I didn't really love that about Scream 5, where it's like we spend all this time introducing these side characters, and you know, remove your bias for like 2 seconds about the Scream films, right? Like, just think about like if they were just to make an original movie where they just introduced all these like older characters that you've never met before and spent so much time on that while completely disregarding the main characters. Like, that would suck in any other film. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't think that's a good practice for these franchise continuations. Either make the legacy characters the focal point or don't. So that's, I don't know, that's really that's a hard stance I'm taking on requels that I'm just starting to get sick of. It's a trend that has been like just overdone. Either make Sydney the focus of this new film or get out of the way, do something else. But I don't know. For me personally, I think as long as Ghostface is there's a good mystery at its core. There's some horror meta commentary. A Scream film can work for me, and good characters, of course. You got to have good characters. It doesn't have to be the same good characters every single time, though. I guess is my point. But I hear you on that. You know, we need good characters for a Scream movie to work. Otherwise, it's just like, what the fuck? You know, I don't care about these people. We need some good shit. The coolest thing about Sydney Sweeney is that she produces. We need more young performers to put their money into projects, have more control, and share their passion on that next level. A lot of our best performers do exactly this. You know, I know Keanu Reeves has a history of throwing money at productions to make them better, and he's one of the most celebrated actors of our time. So yes, I couldn't agree more. Some of these young actors, young performers, start throwing some money at your projects, make them even better than they already are. I totally agree with that. Have you read American Psycho? And if so, what did you think of it? You know, I'm so fucking lame, Jack, that I've seen video essays covering the book. I have not actually read it. So I know what happens. I know the differences. Specifically, CZ's World. He did a video essay talking a little bit about the complete history of, of Patrick Bateman. I know, I'm a dork. So unfortunately, that's where my American Psycho knowledge comes from. I would love to sit down and read that book, and a lot of the subsequent novels, but I just don't have time. Maybe I'll have some more time now that I'm just streaming on this page, though. Who knows? I would love to sit down. There's so many books I want to read. I want to read the original Exorcist. I've had that on my shelf for God knows how long. I want to read the novelization of Terrifier 2 as well. I hear that's really good. I bought this Phantasm book and I never read it. It's sitting on the shelf. That's another one that I just like, nope, haven't had time to read it. But I should sit down and check it out because it dives so much deeper into the dude's backstory, which is cool. I love the movie, which is a little more ambiguous, right? You don't know if everything that's going on is actually happening or not. They never give you a definite answer, which is great. American Psycho is one of my favorite horror movies for that reason. If you've seen Red Right Hand, you know it's influenced a lot of my work. But I think that what I really like about the novel is learning more about like his brother and that relationship. That's really interesting to me. So I would hope that if this new movie tries to do something different, which it should, if you're going to make a remake of something, do something different. Don't give me the same movie again. I have American Psycho on my shelf back there. I'll just watch that. Why spend millions of dollars on making a new one just to do that again? That makes no sense. If they do this remake, I hope they pull more elements from the book just to make it something different. Try something else out. We'll just have to see, though. Luca Guadagnino, the director of that film, he did Suspiria from 2018, which is such a different movie than the original Suspiria. So I imagine that's the angle they're taking it. You know, they're going to do something very different with it, and it's not going to be the same film as the 2000 movie, which it shouldn't be. It's perfect. Like, American Psycho is a perfect movie. Why try to do that any differently? So that's why, or why try to do that again, I should say. So make a completely different version with the same story, I guess is my point. If you're going to go that route. American Psycho doesn't need a remake. I'll die on that hill, but I'm excited to see what they end up doing with this one. Just as much. What's up, says JPR. How's it going? Let's go a stream. We love streams around here. I honestly think a future Scream movie should go where we focus on Ghostface as a main focus, similar to what they're doing in Predator Badlands. I'm all about that. I think that would be great. That is a new story that is yet to be done in this franchise, except I guess for the opening of Scream 6, which still I feel like is watered down. imagine a whole movie of that. You know what I mean? That's what I want from Scream more than anything. When that project gets announced, I will be over the fucking moon. You will see me going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs in this little room here, bouncing off the goddamn walls. Maybe one day the Scream franchise will actually do something really creative, but as of right now, they are resting on their laurels. God, JPR, I would love this. This would make me get stiff in the pants. JPR, I appreciate you for hanging out with us tonight. Thank you. Kyle Israel is also with us too. What's up, Kyle? Saying, I always assumed Sydney could have had a kid 2012, 2013 after Scream 4. And another kid 2021, which is why in 2022 she's pushing a stroller. Yeah, and Kyle, I'm right there with you. I know a lot of people are like, that doesn't make any sense. You know, with the kid was a baby in the last movie, but like she could have other kids. You know, like everyone's like, oh, major plot hole already. This movie sucks. And trust me, like I am. You guys know, I'm the first one to poke at Scream 7 if I can. But no, this works for me. It's totally fine that she could have more children than just one. I buy that. You know, she's likely been married to Mark Kincaid for a long time. I'm sure they built a big family. So that totally reads for me. That doesn't really bug me much. Maybe it bugs you. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. But I'm down for it. I'm down for having a daughter and then a baby too. Can make for some interesting sequences in Scream 7, I think. So imagine Ghostface holding Sydney's baby and being like, shh, you know, being a fucking dickhead. I mean, that would be a great third act. That would be so intense. Throwing a baby in the mix, holy fuck. Like, yeah, run it, man. Do that in Scream 7. That'd be fun. It would be fun. It would be terrifying. It wouldn't be fun. Hollywood Guy, thanks for the 5. Thanks for being a member. Saying, do you see instant kills in this movie or more of the same long stabby kills? You're not a fan of the stabby. I wasn't a fan of stabby no kills. I don't necessarily know what you mean, but I think what you're talking about a little more. See instant kills in the movie. Like you want to see more of, I think by instant kills, you mean more so like, I want to have this long chase with someone and then they just die right at the end of it, right? We're building up the tension, knife right to the neck, right? And then it's over. I think that's what you mean, or maybe you just mean you want to see people just get stabbed and then Ghostface runs away. I'm not really sure. Personally, I really do hope that, you know, if we are going to do this return to form with Scream 7, which I don't think the franchise needs right now, go back to what made those original movies great and do it in your own way. You know, if you are going to go that route, there are ways to make this movie good. One of those ways is give me some fucking iconic chase sequences. That is like number one on the list. That's a big way that Scream 7 can stand out and you know, kind of make a good name for itself, right? Is do what those original 3 movies did so well, but in their own modern way. Where, you know, like Screams 5 and 6, I do love them a lot, but they do have a different approach, right? Like even though I do like them, they do have a different. It's a different movie you're watching than Screams 1 through 3. So I totally hear you on that. I think. I think that's what you're saying. Yes, exactly is what. Okay, I nailed it on the head. Wow, I rarely do that. So this is a rare W for Jake. I'll take it though. Yeah, I totally agree with that. If Scream 7's gonna go the nostalgia route, we want to have a movie that's, you know, our main draw, right? Our main draw to this new film is the fact that it's gonna feel like the old movies. Yeah, that's a must in my opinion. I would go so far as to say that has to happen in Scream 7, or I don't think this film will work for what it's going for. So yeah, that has to be the case. Chase sequences and kill some characters. Make it happen. Hollywood Guy, thanks for the 5. I totally agree. Let's see that happening. Jack 5 is saying Terrifier 2, the novelization is so fucking descriptive. I love that. I read an excerpt of it which got released in a some article. I can't remember, was it Variety? I don't know. But it was awesome. It was great. It described the whole bedroom sequence in full detail and even added some more things, built up the character of Allie a little more, which I really liked. You know, books are able to do that more so than movies, in my opinion, which is probably a hot take, right? My whole thing is movies, and I do think there are some things about books and movies that are better. You know what I mean? Like, books can dive deeper into certain character elements and story elements that a movie can't. Well, a movie can, but maybe would be too overlong kind of situation where, you know, movies can set mood and tone and visuals that maybe your mind couldn't create just on its own. So there are great things to both to both forms of art, right? So I love that. I got to read this novelization to get all those little details about these characters, because I loved what they were able to add to Allie's character from the bedroom scene. I really liked that. There's a lot of deep diving into some of her backstory. Like there's this whole section of the bedroom sequence where like she's getting killed and she's thinking about all the stuff on her dresser that she's able to look at while this is happening. That's like to distract herself from the horrible pain. And one of them is like, one of the things is like she's looking at a seashell that she got from Myrtle Beach. It's so interesting. It's like I'm not even thinking about that when I'm watching that scene in the movie. You know, it adds a whole new layer to it. So I really appreciated that about the Terrifier 2 novelization. I got to read more of it because again, I've really only read that one little excerpt. What? Quaner? Q, what's up, fella? How's it going? I'm just going to say Quan. What's up, my Q named friend? Saying he was in Rules of Attraction, but they cut his scenes. I don't know who you're talking about. I'm not 100% on that. I've talked about a lot of people, and I just like to bounce topics. It's so hard for me to stay focused. But welcome to the stream, my friend, whose name starts with a Q. Thank you so much for being here. And what was this going? Jurassic Park is one of my favorite books. I listened to the audiobook. The narrator has the perfect voice. You know, it's funny. My father loves audiobooks too, and his whole thing is like, it's got to be a good reader. Like if the reader's not good, then nah, it's not for me. And I really do feel that. I've listened to a few audiobooks, and if the guy's not reading it well, like, yeah, I'm not into it. Can't do it. You got to do the character voices and all that, you know? Like, come on, man. Give it a little bit of effort. Quanner was talking about Bateman, about Patrick Bateman. Oh, maybe I don't know all this. He was in Rules of Attraction, but they cut his scenes. Are we talking about Christian Bale? I don't know shit about Rules of Attraction. I'm gonna be totally honest. But rock on. Okay, that sucks. I guess that sucks that he was cut. Imagine a Ghostface baby. That's amazing. Wasn't it a monkey in like the fucking the Kevin Smith thing? Oh, what is that? Is that Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, right? Where it's like Wes Craven's in there and it's like, oh, I got a new twist, right? And like it takes off the mask and it's like, it's just a monkey under there. That's great. I love that. It's really funny. Hollywood Guy again with the $5, dude. Thank you so much. You're the MVP tonight. Saying, could you see Ghostface in a car doing a chase scene instead for running for them using a car, like a car chase with Ghostface? I'm down for that. I could get into that, just as long as we're not crawling over Ghostface out of the car after an accident and not taking off his fucking mask. Ugh, that bugs me every time I watch Scream 2. That just drives nails into my butthole. But yeah, if we want to do a car chase scene, I'm down for it. They were supposed to do that in Scream 6. There was supposed to be a taxi chase where Ghostface was hanging onto the back of a taxi and coming after the Carpenter sisters. That would have been so cool to see. I guess that would have followed right after the shotgun sequence in the bodega, which I think would have been so dope. Had we gotten a scene like that. That would have been a ton of fun. But yeah, I could see a car chase working. Like in the sense of, like Art the Clown has done car chase sequences. Like go back to the first Terrifier short. There's a kind of a car chase thing going on. I think that works a lot for Art the Clown though, because he is supernatural and there are supernatural elements to that chase. So you'd have to find a good way to resolve it, like after a little while. Maybe like a car chase through like a parking garage. You know what I mean? Where it's like you have a lot of limitations driving, like you have to go in a circle. Maybe like the protagonist crashes or something and Ghostface gets out of the car and starts running towards them. And they're like, oh shit, we got to back up and go fast. And there could be a lot of tension there. Something like that could be fun. I'm down for it. Yeah, again, I think when you really get into the weeds and, start to think about like how how can the scene flow? How can we make this tension fueled? You can make pretty much anything terrifying. So I think run it. I think make the Ghostface car chase happen. Kevin Williamson has had some pretty good chase sequences in some recent movies that he's been involved with. I did not care for Sick, but the one thing I really did like about it was the chase sequences. Yeah, when was that? That was top of last year, right? That was like 2023 that released. Yeah, I want to say that's right. Chase sequences in this movie were like unforgettable. There's one scene in particular where the killer is coming after our main girl, and she's on a raft, like in the middle of a lake, and like the killer's like poking the knife up through the slots in between the boards. That was so tense. That was so well done. It's the best part of the whole movie. The rest of the film, characters are pretty lackluster, but I really did enjoy a lot of the chase sequences there. So if Scream 7 can find those inventive chase scenes like that, you know, do some shit in that manner, get out of the fucking house too. Like that's a big thing for me. We've had so many chase scenes in houses. Give me some killer new locations, you know, like give me something like that. You know, we're on a fucking raft in the middle of a lake. Like that's different, you know. Give me something like that with Ghostface in the new one. That would be fun. But Hollywood Guy, thank you for the 5. Appreciate you a bunch. I speak perfect English. I promise. My autocorrect sucks. You're all good, man. Yeah, you're all good. It's Quan Nur. Okay, heard that. Apologies. I'm terrible at pronouncing names. I'm talking about American Psycho. They shot a scene of Patrick. Oh, okay. I just don't know about this then. Damn. It's like one of my favorite movies, and I don't know this shit. He was in Rules of Attraction, but they cut his scene. They shot a scene of Patrick in Rules of Attraction. Oh, that's like, wait, isn't that, hang on. That's another, I know about this. Okay. Yeah. This is, Sean Bates. Yeah. This is from the same, okay. Wow, totally slipped my mind that this was from the same writer. But yeah. I know what you're talking about. Okay. No, I have heard about this, that Patrick Bateman was supposed to be in this movie. And then just like, they cut it out to kind of change up the story a little bit. I know what you're talking. Yeah. Sorry. Totally slipped my mind when you did that, when you put that out there. I think that was in that same video I was talking about earlier. They were talking a little bit about that, about how that was supposed to be in there, but it just never happened. JPR is saying, revolving around Terrifier 4, if Damien does what he's done in the previous openings, Art will for sure kill the lady and the bus driver. But my question is, how will they do the rescue scene in hell? JPR, I agree with all of this. I do think that Terrifier 4 will start with those characters. That's why we even got that ending, you know? That's why we got that sequence. What's really cool is the bus driver is played by Phil Falcone, who is, of course, one of the producers, one of the guys that basically made Terrifier happen in the first place. And he's also done a lot of the special effects, at least on the first 2 films, alongside Damien, which is really cool. So I'm really excited to see how they kill Phil. You know, that's going to be fun to open Terrifier 4 with. And I'm sure it's going to be like such a major honor for him, who of course is so passionate about these projects, which is great. But yeah, how will they do the rescue scene in hell? I imagine that's got to be our climax, right? That's such a big moment. That's going to be very revealing, you know, for more things about the entity. So that's got to be the climax of the next movie, I imagine, in some way, shape, or form. We got to be going there. I mean, what else could the next movie be about, you know? I've also talked a little bit about the idea of what if this whole next movie is just focusing on like Art the Clown and his backstory, and then, you know, Sienna comes and fights him and somehow is able to open up a portal to hell, and that's where we leave the next movie on another big cliffhanger. That could be the case, you know. Maybe we do something like that. The whole like the 5th movie, the last one, is all about that. But you know, as of right now, we don't know if Terrifier 4 and 5 are going to happen. We just know that Damien has talked a little bit about potentially doing 2 movies so we can get more of those set pieces he wants to throw Art the Clown at. But we'll see what ends up happening. But I do think, that's where this is all going, right? Saving Gabby from the Ninth Circle, which is insane that we decided to throw a child there in the last movie. That's nuts. So nuts. Mr. Rick is saying, I didn't know this until I watched the trailer. Did you know they made a Popeye movie called Popeye the Slayer Man? Not making it up. Yeah, I just heard about this. I'm at the point where I'm just like, I'm so burnt out on public domain horror, you know, or just like horror based on other properties like this. I don't know. I'm kind of burnt out on it a little bit. So I've been kind of like, I haven't been talking a whole bunch about it because there have been like some crazy stories that have come out where I'm like, I should talk about that. That one's nuts. But there's a lot of stuff in this category that isn't very good. Like that's my thing. Some of it I do really like. I really enjoyed Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 2. I liked that movie way more than I thought I would. Like, wow, that was a big surprise in my opinion. I'm really excited to see what else Jagged Edge is up to in the future. They just announced shooting dates for the big Poonaverse team up film coming out next year, or that they're shooting next year at least. It is coming out next year actually, because they announced 2025 that one should release. But I don't know. I'm excited for all that stuff. A lot of these other companies that are making, you know, some of these public domain or whatever productions, I don't know. I don't know if I'm as into him as some of the people who are taking it a little more seriously. So we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening. But I do feel obviously a lot of this stuff is cash grabby. So Jake, if you were a character in Terrifier, who would you be? I'm trying to think who I would like to be in Terrifier. I mean, I would love to be Art the Clown first and foremost, because I think he's having the most fun in any movie. I would not want to be Sienna, because she's just like, she's having the worst day ever in all of those, in every movie she's been in. I would probably want to be Art the Clown, because I think he's just having a blast. He's having so much fun. It's his big day out with every single movie. Please make me Art the Clown. That's what I would want. Blue Scarlet, how's it going, fella? Thanks for being a member. Appreciate you a bunch. Jake, what do you think about the movie Scary Movie 6 that is coming out soon? Oh, I'm excited for Scary Movie 6. I think that looking at the last two Scream movies, you guys know I do like them, but I do have my complaints as well. I think that Screams 5 and 6, they kind of dropped the ball on commenting on the state of horror. There is so much to talk about. I mean, an unbelievable, ungodly amount of shit that we can make fun of. And now I feel that Scary Movie 6 is really going to pick up the slack there big time. And we already know from Dave Sheridan that they are talking about, you know, making fun of certain films, including the new Scream movies. And that to me is so exciting. I cannot wait to see what they end up doing with all that. I really think that's something that's really needed right now, because there is a lot of horror from maybe not so much the last like 3 years or so, but before that, there was a lot of horror that was just taking itself very, very seriously. And that's good. You know, there's nothing wrong with that, but it's nice to have some, you know, some self-aware, fun, goofy horror that doesn't really give too much of a shit. It's nice to have that balance. And it seems like we're starting to balance out a little bit, right? We're starting to balance. We had just like strictly professional, going for an Oscar level horror for like from the late 2010s, early 2020s. And now we're starting to get a little goofy with it, which I really appreciate. It's fun. It's not the same thing we've been getting every single year. It's a nice change of pace. So I'm happy to see that Scary Movie, that franchise, is coming back with the Wayans brothers, which is such a must, and tackling some of these topics in a very juvenile way. I'm here for it. I can't wait for this movie. The only other thing that I really want to say about Scary Movie as of right now is you got to bring back some of those original cast members, man. That is such a must. Anna Faris, I can't think of her name off the top of my head. God damn it. I'm looking it up because I'm going to be pissed at myself if I don't say this. Regina Hall. I couldn't think of, I'm like, Regina. What is that last name? Every time I hear the name Regina, I just think Regina George. I'm thinking about Mean Girls, man. But yeah, I mean, Brenda, you got to have Brenda back. You got to have Cindy back. And Marlon Wayans. I want to see him in there too. Come on. That'd be great. So, would love to see a lot of the original cast members back, just making fun of requels. There's so much to poke fun at. Make it happen. Ella's gotta go back to work. Every time I say hi to Ella, I feel like she's got to leave, which makes me so sad. Ella, at some point, I would love to talk a little bit about your crazy job, which I think is so cool. And I'm almost so jealous. You have the coolest job in the world. HMG loves school, saying, yo, Jake, what do you think of a white ghost face instead of the black one? It's possible considering they're in the snow. I have seen like cosplays of this where instead of the black robe, like they have like a white one, and it's kind of sick. Like it's kind of dope as fuck. And considering that, yeah, the plan is to shoot this movie in the wintertime, makes me wonder if we're getting a ghost face snow chase sequence, which would be fucking awesome. I mean, just imagine like a snowy plain, like surrounded by forest, right? And just Ghostface on one angle, you know, running at somebody with a knife, someone bleeding, you know, you're seeing the trail of blood in the snow and Ghostface is following it, right? That would be such an intense sequence. I would love that. And to have a white Ghostface robe like that would be really fun as well. I have made fun of a lot of requels and a lot of requel trends that I'm like kind of getting sick of. But one that I don't think I'll ever get sick of in terms of requel trends is whenever they try to like take an old school villain and like reinvent the look. I really love that about the Halloween trilogy. Like all three of Michael's looks are fucking awesome. the decrepit mask, the burnt mask, and then the moldy mask and ends. I love it. Like that's awesome to me. I'm a sucker for it, in fact. So I'm down for Scream 7 to play around with that a bit too, because let's be honest, the Scream 6 mask, it's dope as fuck, but it's literally just the Halloween 2018 mask, but Ghostface. So I'm down to see Scream 7 play around a little bit with like new looks for Ghostface. You know, going all the way back to Scream 4, they were supposed to do that. They were supposed to have like a scarecrow Ghostface during the barn sequence, all these different kinds of masks and kinds of, you know, costumes that our killers would dress up as. And to me, it's cool that we're finally starting to get that in the new Scream movies. I really want to see that happen in Scream 7. Again, that could be another big plus, which, you know, it doesn't add to the story or anything. It's just a little bit of nuance that I think would be really fun. So it's a nice attention to detail. Would be really fun to see that in this new movie. And again, would make Scream 7 stick out. What else is going on? Scary Movie is going to have so much material just from Screams 5 and 6. Can't wait. I agree. They're going to make fun of the new Halloween movies too. Just requel trends in general, I think. So, if you were a character in Scream, who would you want to be? I would want to be, I'm trying to think. I would want to be like a Randy-esque character, but just not Jamie Kennedy. Ugh. Yeah, God, that's a rabbit hole. I would want to be like a Randy. I would want to be the Randy-esque character. You know, I know all the shit, and I know all this awful, all these awful things are gonna happen. But I'm just like, yeah, fuck. I would be the guy sitting in the corner, just like drinking my red Solo cup, knowing that the end is nigh, but trying to have fun with my final moments, get in as many horror movies as I could. I would totally want to play that kind of character. That'd be fun. Scary Movie should spoof elevated horror. It's, you know, Scary Movie 6 came out in like 2021. I would have said exactly that. Now I'm like, make fun of requels, man. Requels have so much to make fun of. And there's not as many elevated horror flicks these days. You know, I think back in 2022 when that was kind of the focus of Scream 5's commentary, even though really all they did was just like mention films that are considered elevated. You know, that's really all they did, right? I think if this movie had come out like a couple years ago, I would say yeah. But now I'm like, make fun of requels. They're on the out. Rip them to shreds. James Leclerc is saying Ghostface is awesome. I agree, James. Is that Two Finger in your profile picture there? That's awesome. That's either a sick cosplay or like that's actually the guy that plays him. Or Three Finger, not Two Finger. Who the fuck is Two Finger? Three Finger. I love him from Wrong Turn. I haven't watched those movies in so long. Oh, that'd be a good franchise to go through. You guys want to see a good snowy slasher too? Watch Wrong Turn 4. I think that people shit on the Wrong Turn movies. Totally fair, kind of deserved. But man, I'll tell you what, Wrong Turn 4. It just scratches an itch for me. I don't know what it is, but it's a real good and gruesome snowy slasher film. But I really enjoy it. It's one of my favorite Wrong Turn sequels. Really good stuff there. JPR has another question. Why hasn't anyone mentioned that in the end of T3, the lady on the bus is reading the Ninth Circle before Art the Clown boards the bus? I mentioned it. I've done whole theory videos on it, buddy. But no one watches my videos because the algorithm doesn't throw them out. Oh, Jake is still so salty. I'm sorry. I gotta stop. I gotta chill the fuck out. I'm very glad for what I have, but man, this week has really tested my patience. Mr. Rick is saying, I'm really excited that you're bringing the watch-alongs, bringing them back. Really enjoyed them last time. It's going to be a nice Thanksgiving evening night. It sure is. Yeah. We're speaking of which, we're watching The Descent the day before Thanksgiving. That is the 27th, which is next Wednesday. So come watch The Descent with old Jake on 7 p.m. Eastern time next Wednesday. And from now on, like I'm I don't know. I'm just frustrated with YouTube right now. I'm busting my ass and I just can't get the views that I really want from this page. So I'm going to go live for a little while. And if there's big news, I'll talk about it, but I'm just not. I usually have like a quota of I want to make a certain amount of videos this week based on how my analytics look. I'm just like, you know what? I'm going live on this page. That's I'm doing live streams. I'm doing that, and I'm going to, if there's big news, I'll talk about it. But that's going to be about it for a little while until we get close to another big release, because I'm just like, this channel doesn't want to throw it out. The algorithm on this page, it's just like, you know what, Jake, eat my butt is what the YouTube algorithm is saying to me. So I'm just gonna wait. I'm going to wait for some big news and build up these other channels where the algorithm isn't completely screwed. But yes, we will have 3 live streams next week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 7 p.m. That's all I'm doing next week. So stop on by the streams. It'll be fun. Do you think Scary Movie will mock movies that used AI? Probably. I would. If I were writing Scary Movie 6, I'd get that in there. I'd make the new killer like AI somehow. Like he's a robot. He's like a Tesla robot or something. I think that would be funny. Because again, AI is such a big threat to the movie industry right now. That would be that would put a little bit of a light spot on a very serious and very dark topic in the world of film right now. So I would be down for that. You love Wrong Turn 5? You know, I thought Wrong Turn 4 was mean-spirited, and then I saw Wrong Turn 5, and that movie is like, that entire movie is the bedroom scene from Terrifier 2. It is just rubbing bleach and salt into the wounds at every given opportunity. It's crazy. It's a lot. It's a tough film, and I like it. Kyle is saying, imagine like a group of new characters knocking on Brenda's door looking for advice, and she's like living in an RV. Oh my God, Brenda's the Dewey. That would be so funny. I'm so down for that. Brenda gives me more of like the Gale Weathers of the Scary Movie universe, but I'm down for it either way. That would be so funny. Living in an RV, she's all tired and depressed. Jack watches all my videos. Thank you, Jack. I appreciate you. You're awesome, Jack. You mean the world to me. 5 minutes until Madison pies Jake in the face. She just might. She just might. She should be here any second now, so who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? Hey, Jake, what? Hi, Trayvon. How are you? Welcome in, my friend. Seen the Descent twice and didn't love it, but maybe a third time is the charm. You know, mad respect to Neil Marshall. He makes a bunch of horror movies that I know people like. The Descent is the only one that I really care for, which is maybe a hot take. A lot of people just... I don't even want to say this right now because Dog Soldiers 2 just got officially canned. So I don't mean to stomp on anybody's hopes and dreams. I'm just not crazy about Dog Soldiers. I've seen it twice and I can't get into it. It's like Predator but with werewolves, and I don't feel the characters are very strong. I don't know. There's something I just don't like. I can't get into the characters. They're basic army men, ho 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 kind of characters. You know what I mean? Like they're running around with their machine guns and they're big and tough, and they don't have any other character besides that. I don't know. I just can't get into that. That movie, unfortunately. The Descent works for me though. The characters really well written. I feel so bad for the main girl, especially after the first 10 minutes, which are some of the most brutal moments of the movie. God damn. But yeah, I really do enjoy The Descent. That's easily my favorite Neil Marshall film. For the love of rock, what's up, dog? How's it going? Rockin' and rollin' on 97.5. I feel like I'm a radio announcer now. For the love of rock is saying, since Paramount is involved with Scary Movie 6, do you think they will have a limit on how much they allow Scream movies to get spoofed? Oh God, I hope not. Because that could be such a great that's a marketing opportunity is what it is. You know, I think anytime studios censor films like that, they don't realize that they're just killing marketing opportunities. Like even if Scary Movie 6 just rips the Scream franchise to shreds, like that is going to put awareness on these new Scream movies. Believe it or not, there are people that have not seen Screams 5 and 6. I know probably all 42 of you have. But there are people who never checked those out, never gave them a watch, that might be interested. Now, let's say they do go and see Scary Movie 6, which, love it or hate this fact, Scary Movie is a more popular franchise based on the numbers, which is crazy to me. People might be inclined to go back and watch Screams 5 and 6 for that reason. I think that's great. That's awesome. To see, to get the jokes, to get all the things they're making fun of. So for me, if Paramount was to do something like that, that would be that they're shooting themselves in the foot, I think. Paula is saying that you would love to see them spoof Jordan Peele movies. Oh, they totally will. The Wayans will totally do that. Jordan Peele, I mean, that's one of the biggest names in horror from the last 10 years or so. I mean, the guy, his films will be talked about years and years and years from now. He's kind of, I hate saying this because it almost sounds kind of pretentious, but he's kind of like the new John Carpenter of our generation. With 3 movies, he has just done nothing but impress, and I eagerly await whatever he does next. Dude just kills it with everything he does. Marquise, what's up, fella? How's it going? What's up? Welcome in. Jake, who is better, Parker Finn or Damian Leone? That's such a tough question because I like, here's my thing. I prefer Damian. I prefer his style, but I think Parker Finn might be a better writer, which is breaks my heart even saying. Parker Finn really impressed me with that last Smile movie, man. That was awesome. What's really interesting about both these directors too, Trayvon, is that we've really only seen like one big thing from both of them. So these are really good directors to compare right now. Fuck, man, that's so tough. I kind of like my likes and dislikes with both of these directors are very much so the same, which makes this even tougher. I'm leaning towards Damian just because I think I just prefer slashers and supernatural crazy bullshit and the fun of the Terrifier films over the Smile movies, but I think the Smile movies are better written is what I'll say. Overall, you go back to that first Terrifier and it's like not really a plot going on here. So I even though I do like Smile 2 better than Smile 1, the plot in both are it's just better written, So I think both of these are this is a very good director duo here to match up, in my opinion. But I think I personally prefer Damian, but if I were to say like which one's the better writer, I'd have to go with Parker Finn. But that's so tough. That's a really good. Honestly, that has me stumped, Trayvon. I'm gonna have to think about that for a while. Nicholas Brady saying dope channel and content, bro. Thank you so much, Nicholas. I appreciate that. Thanks for uplifting my spirit. Means a bunch. I'm on a bit of a I'm a little bummed out after this week, so I appreciate the positivity. Ashley from Zack and Cody needs to come back. I never watched that. I never watched any Disney shows growing up. I was a Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network kid, unfortunately. I wonder if Gail will die in 7. They didn't kill her in 6, so probably not. Dog Soldiers is mid as fuck. I kind of agree. I hate to say it. Everyone hyped up Dog Soldiers to me. They're like, it's the best werewolf movie that no one talks about. And I was just like, I don't know. I was bored to tears at a certain point. Aren't we getting a new Breed movie next year with Hayden Panettiere? Yes, Kyle, we are. I'm here for that. I'm very excited to see what that's all about. So Wes Craven produced that movie, right? Or he didn't. I don't think he directed that. Wes Craven, The Breed. Yeah, I don't think he directed this movie. Yeah, no. He just produced this. Yeah. I saw this movie a long time ago and I don't remember it. This was another one I saw when I was like growing up, when I was first getting into horror. I never revisited that one. There's so many movies I haven't revisited from my childhood that I still got to get into. Jack, I'm sorry. I shouldn't be laughing at that. That really caught me off guard. My dog pissed on my couch, so I can't watch horror movies comfortably till it gets cleaned. That is so unfortunate, my friend. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry about that. I just read my dog pissed on my couch, and I was just like, that's not what I was expecting from the comment section tonight. But dude, I'm so sorry. I hope you can get it clean. It's fine. You can laugh. Jack, thank you. You're just the sweetest soul, Jack. I just hope you know that. You tell me you watch all my videos. I laugh at the dog peeing on your couch, and you're totally fine with it. I have so much love for you, Jack. I think you're a wonderful soul. You're a wonderful person here. But I'm so sorry about that. I hope that you're able to get that all cleaned, and you can watch horror movies comfortably in your own house again. That would be great. Marley Kai is saying, I would love to see a Jordan Peele and J.J. Abrams do a movie together. I like that mixture. They have some similar styles. I agree with that. I could see that. I could totally see that happening. That's interesting. That's an interesting duo there. Look at this. What the fuck is that?
Popcorn, remember?
That's my popcorn? I have popcorn?
The kettle corn that I bought you, remember? Like 2 months ago?
I'm just going to start chomping popcorn on stream, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be crazy. Welcome, Madison, everybody. Do you want to see your surprise that I got you for your birthday coming up? You're going to be a whole 36. It's crazy. I
can't say that on YouTube.
It didn't pick it up. It's fine. Go downstairs in the fridge. I would do it, but I'm a little preoccupied. Go downstairs in the fridge. There's a bottle of something for you.
Because you're
So
rich, you have multiple fridges. Which one?
yeah. But go check that out. It's a ton of fun.
Which fridge?
The fridge. The fridge. Down. You know what I'm talking about. You goofball. Anyways, back to the stream, ladies and gentlemen. Is it a weigh-in in Peele's upcoming movie? Yes. Yes. Is it Keenan Ivory Wayans is like his full name? Yeah, he's in this new movie called like The Goats or Goats. Maybe it is just Goats. I can't remember. I remember reading the plot description, and this one sounded really fresh. It's a football-focused horror movie. It's like about like an old star of like an NFL team or something, like coming back, and there's something like weird about him or whatever. And I don't know. I'm very excited to see what it's all about. But yeah, it stars him. He's the football player. I'm very excited to learn more about this one. I'm hyped. For the record, Jordan Peele is not directing this one. It's just like from his studio, from Monkey Paw Productions. But I'm excited to see what this ends up being about. We just got the first images from it too, which I wonder, can I find that Jordan Peele? I'll throw it up on screen because I'm actually quite excited for this one. Jordan Peele goat movie. How many times has that been looked up? Yeah, where is this image? There it is. Yeah. It's Keenan, and he's got like this crazy thing going on. I don't think it's called Goat anymore. I think it's called Him. Yeah, there we go. Let me throw this up on screen though, because I want you all to see. And in the meantime, llamas with hats. America, fuck yeah! That was not llamas with hats. I clicked on the wrong one. But pretty funny nonetheless. Did I really not save that in the right place? That's so funny. God, I'm such a silly guy. Okay. I don't know what I saved this to. Fun fact. There it is. Okay. Run. That took way longer than it should have, but there we go. First image from Him or Goats or whatever the fuck this movie's called. Rock and roll. I'm excited. I have no idea what this one's going to be about, but I'm hyped to find out. Parker has better scares, because Terrifier doesn't really set up terror or subvert. It's just carnage. The one thing about Damien though is I love the way he sets mood. Like there's just something about his films that feels very like trashy and grindhousey. I love that about like all three of the Terrifier flicks. Like they're just like, it feels like something I shouldn't be watching. Parker Finn doesn't necessarily do that with Smile, but like, I don't know, there's something about the Terrifier flicks. I'm like, I shouldn't be watching this.
How much juice did you put in this? Like, will I die from drinking this?
It's mostly Bacardi. Yeah, but taste it. It's really sweet. Like, I think you'll like it. So, happy birthday. I got you alcohol for your birthday. How about them apples?
Oh.
I put a bunch of lemonade in there to like kind of like dilute it a bit. Yeah.
I haven't eaten dinner.
Uh-oh. Ruh-roh. Oh no. I'm sorry. I'm going to stay focused, everybody. I'm just having too much fun right now. Have I seen Frankie Frico? I have not. This is from the Psycho Gorman director, right? This is like his follow-up. No, I've been meaning to watch this one. I just saw my buddy posted about it. He's like, oh, dude. It was really good. It was really fun. So at some point, yeah. Ooh, sure. I just got some. My girlfriend just brought me popcorn. How can I resist eating it on stream? Dear God. It's very good. It's very, very good kettle corn. Big fan of kettle corn over here. Let me ask the chat this question. Do we prefer kettle corn, just regular buttery popcorn, caramel corn, chocolate covered popcorn? There's a lot of good popcorn out there. What's our favorite popcorns? Frankie Frico is like Rick and Morty meets Psycho Gorman. Okay. I'm into that. I can vibe with it. Psycho Gorman, I think I've talked a little bit about this on the page. I'm just not very crazy about horror comedy. It has got to work for me at like every facet for me to really be into this. And if you guys think I'm critical of just regular horror movies, like horror comedies, they have to be fucking perfect for me to like them. Like I really only like a couple of them. Psycho Gorman though, kind of worked for me. I was like, this is fun. I enjoyed this one. So this was on my list for a long time. I really did want to get into this one and see what it was all about. But we'll see what's up. We'll see if it rocks or not. I'm catching up on 2024 horror movies right now. I just watched a bunch of them, which is why I even made that list video like yesterday or whatever. Because I'm just like, I watched all these movies and a bunch of them were actually pretty fucking scary. So Asriel with Samara Weaving, that was one I talked about on that list. So good. Like why are it's crazy that no one's talking about some of these movies that were so good from this year. That one rocked. You ever tried cotton candy popcorn? No, but that sounds really good. I'd be so into that. Okay. Butter popcorn, unfortunately, they don't make it anymore in the UK. They don't make... What? What the fuck do you... What do you mean they don't make buttered popcorn in the UK anymore? Yeah, it's bad for you, but... See, in America, we don't care if things are bad for you. We just... We throw more butter on... we throw more butter and more salt and more sugar at things constantly every year. We're crazy here. I'm not proud of that, by the way. I'm just, that's just how it is, unfortunately. But Necro Mechanimal is saying, I liked Psycho Gorman, but Frankie Frico did not work for me, and I prefer kettle corn. Oh, very nice, very nice. I am also a kettle corn guy. I used to swear by buttered popcorn, but there's something about this. I don't know. It just does it for me nowadays. Like fair kettle corn. Remember, we went to the fair over the summer, and I bought like a thing of kettle corn that wouldn't even fit on the screen right now. It was ridiculous. I ate the whole bag in like a week too. It was disgusting, but I don't know. Kettle corn, it just does it for me. So I feel ya, Necro Mechanimal. I'll have to see this Frankie Frico though, because again, I was really surprised by Psycho Gorman. I didn't think it was going into it. It was a movie where I'm like, I saw the trailer. I'm like, I don't think I'm going to like this. I really enjoyed it. And I think was it Ty Lee? Was it you that was telling me a little bit about Destroy All Neighbors? Somebody just messaged me about Destroy All Neighbors, and I can't remember who it was. I'm completely forgetting, but that was another like horror comedy that came out at the top of the year, and I kind of skipped it because again, I'm very iffy about horror comedies. But that's one I want to check out because I'm still hearing some praise about that one even in November, and that came out like at the top of the year. So I'm like, okay, well, let's see what this is all about. Let's see it. So that and Frankie Frico, those are top of the list. We'll have to see what it's all about. Ty also really likes any popcorn. Remember those tins of popcorn we would get for Christmas? I eat them all. Oh, yeah. It like had all the different flavors, right? I fucked those up too, dude. I feel you. 100%. Really got to get some caramel corn going on. That's cool. Or you could get like a salt shaker with the different flavors and get that on your corn.
White cheddar. That's the popcorn I like.
White cheddar popcorn. Okay. That's Madison's favorite. Yeah? Very nice, very nice. Jack, this is another one that's been on my list for a long time. VFW. I've wanted to watch this one for a while. This is the one about it's like the Veterans Hall or whatever, and they get like I can't remember. I don't remember the exact plot description, but I've read about this one because it comes from a director I really like. VFW. Yeah. Who directed this again? Joe Bagos. Yeah. I really like a lot of Joe Bagos movies. I really enjoyed like Almost Human is probably my favorite from him. So good. If you guys haven't seen that one, highly recommend. He made Christmas Bloody Christmas in 2022, which some people like I remember I watched this with a buddy like when it came out, and he like dude couldn't even sit through the ending. He's like, that is so I can't stand that ending. But man, I loved this movie. This is a ton of fun. Really just like mindless Christmas slasher flick about a robot Santa killing people, but I really like this director. I think he makes some fun stuff. So, Jill Roberts will return in Scream 9, says Steve Neal. Okay. Cyborg Jill Roberts. Let's let's see it, man. You can't wait. That's actually hilarious though, because you could still stop her with electricity. Oh shit! They do the same thing with the paddles and everything. They're like, bam. Fool me once, right? What? Yeah, the paddles. You can call it paddles too. Am I wrong, chat? You're gonna look at me or you can tell me. It is a defibrillator. Defibrillator. What? AED? She's just speaking nonsense to me at this point, guys.
See those boxes on the wall that say AED on them, and
no.
Inside is a defibrillator. That's what the abbreviation is.
I don't know these things. I don't know. So, apologies for the one-way conversation here, ladies and gentlemen. Have I seen Summer of '84? It's one of my new favorites. Yes, I had the writer of that film on the page before. That's Matt Leslie, who also wrote the script for Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2. I had him on the page earlier this year. Great guy. So super kind. Really appreciated that in the midst of his busy schedule, he's still able to make time for old KillJoy Jake. He just worked on a new movie that came out this year, and I cannot, for the life of me, I can't remember what it's called. But I really like Summer of '84. That one, like that one kind of blew me away. It's another one that's really like, it's really subtle. It's a really subtle film. Like not a whole bunch happens in it, but like what does is really effective, in my opinion. So I really enjoyed Summer of '84. I don't know. I had a good time with that one. It felt very 80s, and like, you know how like whenever a new movie comes out and you're like, oh, that looks really 80s. This movie felt 80s in the way that it was like written, less so in like the nuance. And that's the big difference between something like Stranger Things and this movie, essentially. Like it's written like it was written in the 80s versus like just there's a lot of modern movies that come out that just have like an 80s texture over them. You know what I mean? This film is actually written like it was written in 1984. So I enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that attention to detail with that one. So I especially appreciate the writing in the film. VFW reminded me of the Feast films. Okay, I like the Feast movies. Those are fun. Watch Summer of '84 because Damien Leone has a poster of it in his room. That's dope. That's dope as fuck. Oh, rock on, man. Jill can live and will be the Lecter in Silence of the Lambs. So kind of like from prison, where we're we're getting advice about what the fuck's happening next, kind of thing. Another thing they were supposed to do in Scream 6 that they didn't do, which sucks. They were supposed to keep Quinn alive, and she, like, from jail. They were gonna have like a little post-credit scene with her, which would have been so dope. Niall is saying, what holiday do you think Terrifier 4 should be if it's a different holiday than Halloween? Madison says July 4th, which I totally hear you on that. That would be dope. The only reason I say Easter over July 4th is because, you know, we've always done religious holidays. And I kind of feel like we should keep the theme alive with that. Like, and Easter also represents like, resurrection in the Christian faith. So I think that would really work with the story that they're trying to tell. Maybe, I don't know. You know, I don't know what the story they're trying to tell is, I guess. So maybe they save Easter for the end, you know, maybe like the last Terrifier is on Easter. Maybe the next one is 4th of July. That could be crazy. But I'm down for whatever. I'm just, they got to do a holiday theme at this point. You know what I mean? We did Halloween to death with 2 movies. We just did Christmas. If we're gonna do 2 more movies, yeah, set them on 2 different holidays, man. That's so much fun. And there aren't a lot of slashers on either of those holidays, on Easter or 4th of July too, which I think is really cool. There's a few 4th of July slashers I can think of. Easter, not so much then, like not at all. Don't worry about it. I was drinking a little bit of what I made for my girlfriend, so, and she's now mad at me for that. What?
That's half.
That's half of it?
How much
That's
carney did you put in
I just put Bacardi, like it's Bacardi and a little bit of lemonade is what I put in there. Jesus Christ. But yeah, I'm down for July 4th or Easter, honestly, but I think they should end it with Easter. And Art the Clown in a bunny costume is way too funny. Like, you got to do that. You got to do that. Come on now. Jesus Christ. Yeah, this is my girlfriend's drink right now. This is mostly Bacardi. Like, I just want to point that out. And a little bit of strawberry daiquiri. I guess I'll take a little sip ski.
Yeah.
Yep, that's Bacardi, all right. Okay, all right. Woo! I'm fucking awake, baby. I'm warm. I'm very warm. MB, what's up, fella? How's it going, MB? Hi, KillJoy Jake. Hi, MB. Scream 7, another new cast member is Cashin Bilton. Yes, we talked a little bit about this fella earlier. And I got to talking a bit about him in my new video today, too. Shameless plug. Go watch it. My thoughts on this fella is he looks like he has skeletons in his closet, literally. I think he's either going to be the killer or a great red herring, and that to me is excellent casting. If I can say something like that just based on the way the guy looks, rock on. Listen, you guys know, if you guys have been watching the Scream videos, the last couple of months or so, it's been a lot of punching, a lot of like, what the fuck, Scream 7, why you doing this? This is a W. This is a W for the new movie, in my opinion. Great casting decisions, from both of these characters, for sure. The new girl looks like a young Neve Campbell. She looks like Sydney's daughter. Great choice. And this new boyfriend character, he looks suspicious. If he's wearing a blue flannel, I know who the fuck the killer is in this new movie. So, yeah, no, I great big W's for Scream 7, which is something I haven't said in a while. I really like these casting choices, for sure. It's funny how Randy made all the rules to survive Scream, yet he died in 2, but didn't have any sex. He sure did. He did, and he really did not have any sex. He was really pining over Sydney too in part 2, which is a shame. You okay over there, fella? It's a party in the KillJoy Jake house tonight, as you guys can tell. Yeah, we are celebrating a birthday. If you're just joining us on the stream, you're like, what the fuck is going on here? Why is everyone drinking alcohol? My girlfriend is it's her birthday this weekend, so we're gonna party it up a little bit. But yeah, Randy sure did die in part 2 and didn't bone or nothing, which is such a shame. Such a shame, man. And Steve Neal does not believe that Randy is dead. Ooh. Okay. That's a new one. I know Stu, Stu being dead, that's one thing. That's debatable, apparently. But Randy not being dead, that's a whole new thing. Tylee is saying, I'd be down for Scream 7 to happen during Christmas, but not being gimmicky with kills or motive. Yeah, no, I agree with that. I was so excited for Scream 7, like right after Scream 6 came out, because I'm like, dude, like doing Scream 7 in New York in the snow would have been awesome. Like, I wish we could go back to those days of theorizing when it was like, how are they going to get the core 4 back in New York and all that? I miss those days. Miss those days a bunch, but I kind of hope this is a Christmas Scream. I feel like this is going to sunset the Sidney Prescott story. I really do feel like this is the end for her. It's going to close out the story. And I feel like, I don't know why, I just feel like Christmas would be perfect for that. It's like one of the last big holidays of the year, besides like New Year's, of course. But I don't know, there's something about that would just feel so fitting, so final, that I feel like would really lend itself to this story. But we'll see what's up. I don't know, man. I just hope it's not too I hope it's not too like triumphant and happy the whole fucking time. You can have a triumphant ending like that, you have to. It's in Scream at this point, but I really hope we're able to have some really dark drama throughout the flick. I want some shit to be at stake. I want the lives of Sydney's kids to be at stake at a certain point. I want them to tease the idea that they could kill Sydney's kids in this movie. Like that, to me, if you can convince me, like, oh my god, these characters might die, that would be another big win for Scream 7 here. So. Am I going to do a DVD Blu-ray collection tour? I should, because I did one for members like 2 years ago. Man, I think it was longer than 2. I think it was like 2021 was the last time I did one of those videos. And I'm thinking about doing. I should do one soon. I should do one maybe on this page, like in a longer video or something at some point. Just going through all of them, because I obviously the set dude, you got two. Bring this on screen just real quick. She has 2 glasses filled with this shit. That's too much. That's too much. It's not lemonade. It's Bacardi and lemonade and strawberry daiquiri. Jesus. But yes, I am totally gonna do a collection tour. Yeah, at some point, because like I got a bunch more movies now. Like I gotta do something. So that would be fun for sure. Project X party at Killjoy Jake's house. Isn't the one guy from Project X trying to get a sequel made right now? That's so cool. That's wild. Randy lost his virginity to creepy Karen from the video store back in Woodsboro. Yes, but he wasn't boning around his death. I guess was the point to be made, Stefan, if I'm saying that correctly. But yeah, you're this is true. Creepy care. Things happen in that back section of the video store. Things we don't speak about, only on videotape. Do you think Terrifier 2 is better than Terrifier 3? Like, so, I just got on a call with Evan from Rockland Graves, and we were going back and forth about this. He likes Terrifier 3 better, which I totally respect. Like, it is an excellent film and does do some things better than Terrifier 2. There is just something about Terrifier 2 to me that I just like way better. Like, I don't know what it is. I think it just comes down to personal preference. Biggest thing there is, I think the Art the Clown performance I like better in Terrifier 2. Where Terrifier 3, there are a lot of other things that stick out to me and are very special. Thank you so much. Like Vicky, for instance, in Terrifier 3, I think is such a big positive over Terrifier 2 that obviously that film doesn't have. I love Vicky in Terrifier 3, almost more than Art the Clown, which is probably crazy to say, but holy fuck, Vicky is so creepy and terrifying in that movie. Really an excellent component to the Terrifier franchise. Terrifier 2, I just like Art the Clown a little better in that movie. I feel like I love David Howard Thornton. He's amazing in both films. I feel like David realizes the character is so popular by the time we get to Terrifier 3. And it's almost like he's winking and nudging at the camera at certain sequences in 3 where it's like, you guys like this, right? And I what I like so much about Terrifier 2 is that there's this energy with the film where it's like they weren't popular when they were filming this. They weren't as famous as they are now. They weren't making $80 million at the box office like how they are now. And I think that energy of, we're trying to put something together and make this the best it can be. That's so present in Terrifier 2. And like, I just could eat that shit up. These indie productions where they are just giving it their all, you can just tell when that energy goes into a movie, and Terrifier 2 has that. Terrifier 3 feels like a sequel to that movie. And I'm not saying that there wasn't the same amount of energy put into that film. I'm not saying that at all, but it just feels different. It feels like the bigger budget continuation to an indie movie. And I love Terrifier 3. It is an excellent film, but it just didn't have that same energy and hype as Terrifier 2. And I just love that film, I think, a little more. But I'll tell you what, it's neck and neck. I mean, it is right there. Depending on the day, is how I would feel about either film. So I really do love both though. They're both excellent. I thought Randy boned someone's mom in a Scream movie. I fucking missed that. If that happened, holy shit. I don't think that. I don't think that he boned a mom. Creepy Karen, though. We do know about that. JPR is saying happy birthday to Madison. Do you think we'll ever get a follow-up to Screams 5 and 6? Happy birthday from JPR. Will we ever get a follow-up? Never say never is what I'll say. Because, Melissa Barrera is still so popular. There are a lot of fans of Screams 5 and 6, including myself. It could happen. And, the rights will go to another studio eventually, right? That seems to happen a lot with like Halloween. I'm sure the same could happen with Scream too. So it's totally a possibility. It is a story that the fans want to see more of at some point in the future. And I would be so down. I would be so down to catch up with Sam Carpenter in a couple of years and see what she's doing in the future. I think she's an excellent character. There is still so much story to tell with her, potentially, if they wanted to. I do like that Screams 5 and 6 are both, they're open and shut cases at the same time, though. So if they did just leave the story at that, like it's not like it would break any hearts, but I would love to see Melissa and Jenna come back for another movie at some point in the future. That would be great. That would be awesome. There's still more stories that they could create around these characters where I just feel like some of the legacy characters, it's like, what other angle could we throw at these characters where it wouldn't be getting stale? So I love that, Sydney has her family now and all that. But, when it comes to a slasher film, I want to see people get ripped up. I want to see heartbreak and tragedy and then triumph after all of that. I want those feelings. And there are some things about Sydney's family and the legacy characters that are just sacred that you can't do, or the fans are just going to be really upset, right? Like, you can't kill Mark Kincaid in this new movie. You can't kill Sydney's daughter in this new movie. You can't kill Sydney in this new movie without sacrificing her happy ending that the fans would lose their fucking minds if you were to disparage that. So for me, you got to have a little bit of tragedy to have that triumphant ending. That's what makes Terrifier 2 work so well. So that's what makes the original Scream work so well, because you have such a tragic start. Sidney Prescott is not in a very good place when we start the original Scream, and I feel like why Scream 7 isn't going to work for me as well as some of the past films is we're going to have Sidney in this pretty damn good place, very happy family, and she's going to end in that exact same place. I'm going to call it right now. That is what's going to happen in this film. And I don't know. I just don't know if that's going to be as exciting to me as something like the original Scream or Terrifier 2 or something with higher stakes. Stefan, thank you for the $10, bro. I really appreciate the support, my friend. Saying, what do you think about Matthew Lillard's recent comments about not liking the menacing Ghostface in Scream 6? I thought the militant Ghostface worked, and yes, you pronounced my name correctly. Rock on, baby! My friend whose name started with a Q, I fucked that one up, and I'm so sorry. Quanner? Yes, was that it? I'm so sorry. Apologies to that person, but Stefan, I got this one. So you know what? I'm 1 for 1. I'll take it. What do I think about these comments? I really feel like it's easy to look at them surface value and just think that Matthew just doesn't like Scream 6 for being too violent, which is like, what? It's a slasher movie, dog. Like, I don't know how I feel about that. I don't want to shit. I can't shit on Matthew Lillard because he's fucking fantastic and I love him. I just met the guy again recently and he's so great. Has such a great energy to him. I just don't agree with the Scream 6 take at all. I was like, dude, what? It's too violent. You don't like Ghostface with a gun. Yeah, I don't know about that, but I think it totally worked and it was really menacing and yes, something different, something fresh, which the film might not have delivered on that element in the third act because the killers literally have the same motive of a different killer from the past. But I did really like the way that they went about doing a lot of the shit that they did in this film. It was tension fueled and yes, a more modern way, but it still was effective. It still worked for me. Ghostface with the whole shotgun sequence is like a top 10 sequence from the whole franchise for me. It's so tense. I fucking love it. Love the way it's shot and just the way they go about it in general. I love everything about it. It feels as tense as like a Don't Breathe film. It feels like very similar to a sequence in one of those movies. And I don't know, it's done very well in my opinion. So I loved that scene so much. And it was a very brutal and violent movie, which again, big standout in terms of the Scream franchise. We don't have a lot of very violent kills in this series. And I think they need to step up that angle if they're going to survive in this world of very, gory slashers, which are very much so in right now. So I really enjoyed Scream 6 for stepping it up in that degree. Annika's death, for instance, I think is one of my favorite deaths in the entire franchise. That is so brutal. And man, I'll never forget the first time we saw that in theaters too. I mean, the whole theater, like the moment her head hits that trash can or the dumpster, it's just like, oh, I mean, everybody in the theater, like one of the best theater experiences I've ever had was with Scream 6. That movie was so exciting. So I don't necessarily agree with Matthew's comments, but again, I feel like he's hyping up Scream 7. Why? Maybe that's because he's in it. I don't know. I don't fucking know. I don't know if he's been contacted or not. But I'll tell you what, Matthew Lillard, if he's in Scream 7, if he comes back as Stu, I'm just going to have to accept it. And there's 6 movies before that where where they don't turn it into something completely way too far off from reality. So whatever they do with Scream 7, I hope it's good. I hope it's fun. I hope if Matthew Lillard's in it, I hope he gives a performance that's fun and goofy. Maybe he's still able to find that energy from the first film, even though I don't know how a character who has been in hiding for 30 years could have anything to goof or joke about for wasting many years of their lives. But we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening. But Stefan, I really do appreciate your support, my friend. Thank you for the 10. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know. That comment was very weird. Again, I think he's just hyping up Scream 7 because he wants to kind of change the narrative with what's been going on with Scream 7 as of right now. You know, there's been a lot of negativity surrounded around this new sequel, and I think he's just trying to help push something different, right? Because Nev Campbell talks about the franchise, still a lot of negativity. Matthew Lillard, a much, you know, I'm not going to say a more beloved figure. I don't know if that's the right way to phrase it, but he's just like, everyone knows Matthew Lillard is like the nicest, coolest dude like on the face of the planet, and he's popping again right now. So I think, you know, people see Matthew talking positively about the movie. They are more inclined to be like, okay, yeah, Scream 7 rocks. Let's see what this is all about. So Niall is, I don't even know what's going on with this fella here. They're kind of just losing their minds. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. Johnny Naris is saying Scream 8 Sam returns. That would make me so happy, Johnny. That'd be awesome. What if the actress was rumored to play young C daughter? Young Courtney's daughter? I'm not sure what you mean there, my friend. Necromechanimal is saying could work if Stu has been in hiding as a clown. He's been Art the Clown the whole time. Damn it. How do we not see this coming? Crazy. Matthew Lillard is born to play Shaggy. He sure is. He's an excellent Shaggy. I've got to see him do the voice a couple of times now, like live in person, and it's so good it hurts. Like it's like, what the fuck? How can you do that so well? He's very talented. He's such a talented performer. I remember I went up to him just this past October to meet him again, and I said to him, I'm like, hey, you know, dude, it was so cool meeting you at Horror Hound in March of last year. And he's like, yeah, man, I miss you. I've been writing you Christmas cards and all that. I mean, like on the spot, just was so quick with that response. And to me, I don't know, to me, that's like so impressive. Like he's just born to do what he's doing. And he's a very talented man, very, very talented, very kind, very humble. Just so many positive things to say about the guy, except for his Scream 6 take. But besides that, I love him a bunch. Ty Lee is, thanks for being a member. I don't know if I've said that or not, but thank you. Saying losing Christopher Landon as a creative still hurts. I very much so agree. My dream Scream 7 scenario, you know, if we are going to do the Sidney Prescott story, would be for Christopher Landon to direct and have Kevin Williamson write. I wish we could somehow we could make that happen, but I totally respect Christopher Landon for leaving the project. I get it. I would probably leave too if I had the fan base saying the things that they were saying, which is so disgusting and so fucked up. I feel so bad for Chris. But maybe one day he'll be able to direct a Scream film. He deserves it maybe more than anybody. Most of his work is so Scream inspired. He loves this franchise so much. I would love to see him do a Scream movie one day. So maybe, you know, don't lose hope. Don't lose hope on Christopher Landon yet. You know, it can still happen. Technically he's been involved with the Scream franchise for so long. He was telling stories about how, you know, he got to hear a little bit about the original script and all that. You got to look into some of that stuff. So interesting. But I really would love to see him direct a Scream one day. Marley Kai is saying not a horror movie, but have you seen the 2018 movie Tag? You know, I haven't, and I heard really good things about it. It's got a great cast too. Last I remember, isn't like Ed Helms and isn't like Jason Bateman in this movie or something? Or am I thinking of something else? Tag movie. Oh no, it's not. No, it's not Jason Bateman. It's Jeremy Renner. Yeah, it's Jeremy Renner, John Hamm, Ed Helms, Jake Johnson, Ilsa Fisher, Annabelle Wallace. Wow, it's got a great cast. Oh my God. Rashida Jones, Hannibal Buress, Leslie Bibb. Holy fuck. I got to see this movie. Damn. I'm always talking about how I'm looking for more comedy flicks that are out there. And Tag is one I totally missed. I really enjoyed Game Night, which I feel like came out maybe around the same time. That movie has one of my favorite lines in a comedy film ever. Like, I think it's so funny. Like all I'm going to say is Frito-Lay's. How can that be profitable for Frito-Lay? That's one of my favorite lines in a comedy movie. Like when that comes in that film, it just, I don't know. tears coming down my cheeks. But I got to see this one. I got to check that one out. Trayvon King is saying, Jake, what's your excitement level for Smile 3? I hope it happens. Would love to see a Smile 3. I think Smile 2 was a major step up from the first one. Naomi Scott's performance is unbelievable. I loved it. It was such an unexpectedly good movie because I was kind of going into Smile 2 expecting a sillier film, and what we got was something even more depraved and maybe even more terrifying. Just a film that has so many false realities and so many things that actually aren't happening on screen, and you're like, what the fuck? Like, oh my God, there's 1,000 reveals, and I don't know, it's a roller coaster ride. And if they're able to capture that energy for a Smile 3, run it, make it happen. I'm all about it. But also, I think what's great about Smile 2 is that not only does it lend itself to more, but it also is like, that could be the end of the story. You know, that could be it if they wanted it to be it. So if they don't make a Smile 3, I'm happy. I'm like, you know what? That could be the whole franchise. That could be the whole story. And I'm chill with that. But I would, there is a selfish part of me that does want more. I will say that. So loved the first 2 Smile films. God damn. Well, what an interesting franchise. Comedy, watch Get Hard 2016. I really like this one too. Will Ferrell and Kevin Hart are fantastic together. In this one. So yeah, no, I really enjoyed that film. There's, past 2014, there's not a ton of good comedy films. I like, just in my opinion, I don't know. I haven't seen a bunch that really really were just like on my radar, really like made me lose my mind. But there's a few outliers, a few that really stood out to me. Get Hard is definitely one. And yeah, Game Night is so funny. What is your Scream 7 motive prediction? Scream 5 trailer fake out of Hello Sydney. It's an honor. Made me hope that the motive was an over infatuation with Sydney and killing people for her. I could totally see the motive being something similar to what you just said there, like an infatuation with Sydney, like a killer who's enamored to the idea of being the Ghostface to kill Sydney Prescott and maybe her family too. I could totally see that being the motive, because I think that could play into the commentary of Scream 7. I mean, if Scream 7 doesn't comment on the fact that we're telling another story with Sydney Prescott, they're blind to the situation. You know what I mean? Like this is very clearly a move to try to win back fans after a lot of the shit that's gone on behind the scenes. They have to have a bit of that in the script. I mean, with Scream 3, they have a bit of the real life bullshit that was going on behind the scenes with Harvey Weinstein in the script. You know what I mean? Like, work some of that in there, man. That's such a Scream move to do something along those lines. If you have production issues, put it in the script. Use these disadvantages to your advantage. You know what I mean? So I really think if they don't have a little bit of comments, have some kind of comment on that, I'd be shocked. I'd be shocked if they didn't do something like this, Stefan. So I'm actually very much so with you there. That could be the motive. And personally, I'm always talking about how that's more important to me than whoever gets revealed as the killer, whatever the motive is. Yeah, I think that could work for me. That would be fun. And different, different enough where it could work. The idea of like wanting to be the very best Ghostface, I want to be the very best. That could be the reveal, is just them singing the Pokemon theme song. Strays was the last good comedy. Strays was pretty fun. I enjoyed Strays. That was a fun time. Saturday Night is pretty fun. I still got to see this one. It's been on my radar though, for sure. And I love this Silver Princess. Thank you for the 5, saying daily reminder that Roman is the strongest Ghostface. Bye. I love how the Silver Princess comes into the streams every once in a while, does this mic drop, and then just fucking leaves. And I have so much respect for the Silver Princess. Rock on. You're kind of right, too. That's the other thing. Roman did all of it by himself. So, yeah, he is, in fact, the strongest Ghostface. No disagreements there, my friend. Thank you for the 5. Thank you for thank you so much for supporting the page with your awesome opinions too. Thank you so much, my friend. Appreciate that a bunch. A few more comments, and I think we're gonna wrap this thing up here. Jack 5 is saying, anyone got some super offensive comedy movie recommendations? Team America, World Police. Excellent film. No one talks about it. Necro Mechanimal is saying stand-up comedian Stavros. I know this fella, and I can't pronounce his last name. His new comedy film, Let's Start a Cult, was pretty good. I did not see this one. I did not see Let's Start a Cult, but he's funny. That Stavros, I think is how you pronounce his name. Very funny guy. Really like his stuff. What if Isabel May has a younger sister, the actress who has been rumored? Yeah, I could totally see her having a younger sister and then like a baby sibling as well. Have three, Sydney daughters. That I could totally see that working. Again, one of them's got to get captured by or kidnapped by Ghostface at some point. Like, come on, that's got to happen. For the love of rock is saying, why do so many people want to kill Sydney and why do all of them suck at accomplishing it? That is the big question, and that is exactly why this Ghostface, if his motive was I just want to fucking finish Sydney off, that makes it interesting. That's cool to me. And again, it would be a play on exactly that. The big criticism of this new film, how many people want to kill Sidney Prescott? You know what I mean? How many more people could it be? So to answer that with like kind of a non-answer, like an answer that just lends itself to a more brutal Ghostface. Yeah, I'm here for it. The thing I like about Scream 5 was the killer's motive was revolving around the stab films, but I honestly had a harder time liking the Ghostface reason for killing. What's your opinion? My biggest problem with the Scream 5 killers is I feel like Richie's a little too obvious. Like, yeah, of course it's him. From the beginning of that film to the ending, I'm like, yeah, it's Jack Quaid. And it was Jack Quaid. But my take on their motive is I liked it because it was something different. At least, at the very least, it was something that's not exactly the same as something from the past, which I appreciated. It worked with the whole requel commentary too, with the movie. I enjoyed it. Was it the sharpest, most brilliant thing from the whole franchise? No. But I enjoyed it for what it was. And again, I can't complain about a motive that is fresh for the franchise. That to me is one of the strongest elements for Scream 5. Personally, that's what I need to see in Scream 7. It doesn't need to be the best motive I've ever seen in the entire franchise, like Scream 5, but it was something different. It was something that has not been tested. Those waters have not been tested before, and I appreciated that. So JPR, I actually really do like the Scream 5 killers. They're some of my favorites from the whole franchise, but I don't think they're the best. I wouldn't go so far as to say that, but I like them. I think they're interesting. It's an interesting approach to the Ghostface idea. All right, last comment. I think I'm gonna be peacing out here. Jake, 1 to 10 on a chance you will read American Psycho in the next month. I will try. I will absolutely try. I'm running 3 YouTube channels right now, and I'm working on a new movie, just a bunch of shit's going on. But I do want to sit down and read something at some point. I would love to crack open a book again. It's been far too long. But for sure, I will try to make it happen. I'm going to say a 5. A 5 on that. Happy birthday weekend. Thank you so much. Yes, we're going to celebrate Madison's birthday this weekend, and she's falling asleep because it's she probably drank too much of this. Goddamn. But we're going to go hang out and have some fun. But so much love to you all. Thank you so much for supporting the page tonight. Really do appreciate you a bunch. So much love to to everybody that really does support this page. It means a lot, especially after the week that I'm having. So thank you guys for watching the videos, for just throwing out a super chat, becoming a member, whatever. Just hanging out in the streams. That helps me out too. So much love to you guys. Have a fun and safe weekend, and I will be live again on Monday. So come say hey and tell me about your weekend. So much love to you guys. Peace out. Don't forget to kill it out there. See ya.